try to say this as nice as possible. Somebody and a kid, okay, I'm pissed off right now because I put a lot into this video and now that I'm really watching it back. There was a really good message in it, but a lot of it got cut out because the swing in the background was so loud and I don't want y'all to have to go through that. I do apologize for that. Please just enjoy what you can. I'm sorry.
Well, I was supposed to be going to the movies, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm not the dude that go to the movies by himself. But at the same time, I just might depend on how I'm feeling. But I'm not more so on like I need to be watching entertainment kind of thing right now, which is why I'm making this video. Honestly, we might just go hit the island. 9 times out of 10, that's what I would do. Cause one, I'm trying to stay away from, being around too many girls, knowing it's like I said, like once you start, I've realized once you start pouring into yourself and you realize what you are and who you are, people start to attract to that more. And I learned my lesson from that. I ended up in a relationship that didn't fare well for me. Did the best that I could. It just, you can't save everybody. People still are attached to old things, old habits, old people. And it leads to things that you wish would have never happened. So I'm trying to stick my best to stay away from knowing that God has elevated me and knowing where it is that he's trying to place me. Just gotta stay away from those women, man, regardless of how beautiful they are and how loving I am and want to have somebody around. I know the movies it's not the best place for me to be at. So I'm not the YouTuber for it. I'm not the YouTuber for going out and doing a bunch of dumb stuff. I just don't see that as I understand it's entertainment, but I feel like at a certain point you gotta realize your character and what goes into that. Hopefully don't get pulled over like we did last night. But that's me though. Honestly, I'm not mad at me getting pulled over. I knew I was doing something I wasn't supposed to. And that's just God looking out for me, honestly, just knowing that when I do something wrong, he's gonna chastise me for it. I'm not upset at that, man. It's when I become stubborn at the consequence and saying that, oh, God is this, God is that I end up being a fool, and then I'm not able to achieve what it is that he wants from me. That just it keeps me humble, keeps my head level, just trying to stick to who I am instead of running far away from it just for adrenaline or a thrill or some fun. Worldly fun is way worse, and I'm learning that. So I'm not mad at it. So we're gonna do the best that we can to not get pulled over, just being smart. And yeah, man, don't be upset when things happen. Just realize that you were in the wrong, and if God didn't punish you, then you're farther away from it. And if he just lets these things happen, you'll end up doing more and you won't calm down. Because once you do one dumb thing, you start to do more and you don't even realize it. And then once the consequence comes, it's dire to your situation. So I learned from that, and just like I said, just trying to stay away from the women, trying to stay away from bad crowds, just separating myself away from people who don't take God as serious or don't have the spirit within them, and people that have demons attached to them. I'm gonna be honest, this is probably gonna be more so like a breaking myself out of my comfort zone kind of video, because I don't honestly, I don't ever really most of my videos don't ever get made because I was too scared to hold this camera out or just like hold a GoPro in general, just walking around just talking to myself. But I started to realize it's like, if I don't, one, I'm missing out on opportunities. Two, literally nobody here knows me, so why should I care? And this is just something, if I'm gonna want to be at DreamCon, I just disappeared. I'm not always gonna have somebody to record. I record all my videos myself, so I don't really ever have anybody to record for me. But breaking out of my comfort zone, just talking to you all, if I don't break myself out of my comfort zone, you all don't get videos. I'm gonna take out over here real quick first because it's more lighting over here. But I don't break myself out of my comfort zone, y'all don't get videos. I don't break myself out of my comfort zone, I miss out on a lot that I could have done, or a lot that I could have said or helped somebody out with, right? Because I'm so worried about what everybody else thinks. I could care less, because people that love you and embrace you the right way, they're not gonna judge you for what it is they see you doing, right? So if somebody got something to say, bump them, right? That's how that should be the main message, is to not care. I mean, these people they're not paying the bills. Granted, I ain't got no bills to pay, but these people not gonna be the reason as to why I make it, the reason as to why I do the thing that I love to do, right? So why should I care? I'm not going to. I want to talk about something that a lot of people in this world don't. It's an uncomfortable conversation for a lot of people, and that's just women's modesty, man. And the only reason I even speak about women as much as I do is because it's like it pains me to see how people act. You know, how God's daughters are treated, how they talk, the women that I run into, and I think it's just because it's a lack of accountability. There's a lot of people throwing out saying they need to take accountability, but there's never any people to set the tone for it. There's not enough people with the authority or the assertiveness to say, nah, this is wrong. Kind of just look at the people that's getting famous now. Beans, his whole philosophy is cheating, man. And I joke about it with the guys at times, like I said, I'm joking. That's not how I really feel. And I think that's what the disconnect is. A lot of times it's like their jokes is like seriousness at times. 10 times out of 10, the jokes that I say are just not what I truly feel. And when I I hear that, I let people know that that's not, like when somebody's trying to take the joke that I'm saying serious, I let them know that's not how I really feel, bro. And then we have a serious conversation, but 10 times out of 10, that's not the case. I just wish there were more role models for men, better role models for women, for this world in general, because this world is so influenced. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so influential. Like, you could be so influential, you could change somebody's entire perspective on life just with the words that you say. And people will believe it, man. Like, I could spew you all this nonsense and still be living a completely different life. Or I could be telling y'all to do one thing and y'all follow it just because I have a few followers. So it just shows me where people are using their influence, the followings that God has been giving them. They just be using it for the wrong reason. And it just disappoints me to know that girls nowadays, so I won't say women, I feel like women and girls, same thing with men and boys. Men don't act certain ways, boys do though. Like, that's why I don't call a lot of people men, because there's not a lot of them out there. It's just a lot of adolescents, if anything. Same thing with women, man. So I wanted to get into 1 Timothy, just chapter 2, verses 9 through 15. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. For me, that just means, number one, I don't understand why girls think this whole philosophy of I'm dressing for myself to look good. There should be no reason why I could tell what you look like undressed with clothes on. There should be no reason as to that, man. I understand confidence, wanting to walk around in something that you feel good in, but that's what having a stylist for. That's what having a stylist for, bro. And sometimes you gotta humble yourself and dress in something that you don't feel confident in because it's the right thing to do. There should be no reason why. Now, the thing, like, for me, like with dresses, I feel like that's something I don't even like to touch on. But at the same time, I don't see a lot of the women in my church wearing skin-tight dresses. I'm just saying, I feel like that's just something that a lot of people do nowadays just to do for themselves. And people will say, "Oh, you insecure?" I mean, no, I just would rather not have that sort of seductive clothing on, or I'd rather my wife not have that kind of seductive clothing on. I don't care if we're going out for a day. Like, you could wear a dress, but I feel like it should be a modest dress. I feel like it shouldn't be skin tight. That's just my opinion on it. Everybody has their own different thoughts on that, but I don't think sundresses, like sundress season, dudes all know why, and even girls know why it's called sundress season. It's to have a skin tight suit on, skin tight dress on to show your body off. I don't get it. And now you got body tea, you got all these things that promote showing your body. I say something about it, I'm wrong. But the Lord is literally saying to dress in shamefacedness, adorn yourself in modest apparel and sobriety, bro. I don't get why we think it's okay to show off. I understand wanting to show off what you've worked for, but I feel like you shouldn't be doing it for others. There should be no reason why you're like, oh yeah, I'm working out. I done got these goals. Let me get to a certain point. Let me go post a like I be catching myself at times. Let me go post this non-thirst. I'm just showing my physique. Well, if you're not a fitness content creator, or you're not, there's no message over it, or you're not showing your progress. If you're just posting it with a song, or you're just posting it just to post, and there's no real meaning behind it, you're not trying to transform somebody. You're just doing it for yourself. To be like, show the world for the world. You're doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for the world as well. And I feel like if you're doing it for yourself, there should be no reason as to why you should post it or record, or Now, if you like one of those people that like to take photos and do what you want with that, man. But everybody, boys and girls, well, men and women, and boys and girls too. To my younger folks, if you're young, bro, take your time. Y'all are young. Y'all are going through it. If you're younger, it's easy. Now, unless it's cheating, you gotta clear. I don't care what you gotta clear. Don't even just clear. Don't even do that to yourself. Clear. All right. Now, unless that person's really trying to put an effort in, and they cutting them people off, they blocking people, they doing the things that's necessary. Okay, cool. That person might have you, and they repented, and they truly feel. And this is what I want, because I've been cheated. I just got cheated on. Somebody can feel regret and feel sorrow. If that person is not putting the effort, if it's a problem every time you bring it up, if it's an issue with them cutting somebody off, if it's a problem with you feeling the way that you feel because you hurt, leave, man. Somebody that really cares is not gonna sit there and play in your face and try to make you feel insecure about who you are because they hurt you. And I had to learn that the hard way, bro. I put my all into this girl, dog, and for it to get to the point where I ended up being insecure because I'm trying to protect you, because I'm trying to keep you from a crowd that is doing the wrong things. It hurt. And to be laughed at in a weak state while crying, trying to put my all into it, right? And still being lied to after the fact. I ain't gonna get into the details, but to know that one person has told me what y'all are doing, and then you telling me that it don't matter, or that he told you that it was a lie, but I'm tripping for bringing it up. I want to go into it so bad, but man, this is why I talk to God about it, bro. Or this is why I need brothers and sisters that actually care, not people that's gonna go around and throw that shit back in my face as a joke. I'm sorry for cussing, but it's getting real. It's not folks that's gonna throw the shit back on my face because it's a joke. I don't fuck with that shit, bro. I'm sorry, but it's the real raw, uncut version of me. Like I hate it. So please, man, if that person's not putting effort to it, but don't destroy yourself. I understand you love that person. I understand you love that girl. I understand you love that boy. Man, please don't destroy yourself for the sake of something that can be replaced. Love does not do that. Love is gonna try its best to do better. But love ain't gonna make it seem like you tripping when you're not. Especially when you're the person that's married. But if you're young, man, take your time. Y'all learning. Y'all gonna make mistakes. Cheating is the one thing I tell you to get up out of it, or disrespect. If that person is not learning, if there's no true, genuine effort to change, find somebody else, man. I understand you want to stay as badly. I get that, man. I was in that situation. I stayed for 4 more months knowing I should have left. It ended up happening 2 more times. I'm grateful because I learned. I learned to forgive. I learned to not hold that resentment in my heart as badly as I want to. As badly as I want to, bro. Can't. Because then that means the devil has a victory on the scoreboard, and I can't let him get no more. So please, man, if you want to listen to anything else I said, please listen to that. CSA, I love y'all. Stay bright, stay positive. Go beyond. I think that's gonna be the new outro. I've been thinking about that for a while. Go beyond plus Ultra, man. I'm out.